Hey guys, welcome back to Easeldoesitstudio. So as you can see, I've got some flowers out and I have this other cat propagation station, whatever you want to call it. So I'm gonna put some dried flowers into this. So I made up 6 ounces. I'm not going to fill it all the way to the top because I'm going to back it with another color, but I did split my resin in 2 because I want one to dip my flowers into. And yeah, so I'm just having a rough couple of days. My granddaughter moved out today in her own apartment, which we knew was coming, and I didn't think that it was going to, bother me at all, but yeah, I was a mess. So that is why there was no video yesterday. I got busy. I was helping her get her stuff together, and time just kind of got away from me. And then this morning I was just a mess. So here I am today trying to get back on track for you guys. All right, so what we're going to do is I had started playing with the layout, but I wasn't quite sure because once I put the resin in, it will give me a better idea of how I want them to be placed. So, and I do have my little stopper thing in so that we can put our little test tube in there. And I don't know why I'm cleaning this, because as soon as, I start putting the flowers in, we're going to have little things falling off anyways. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to just get a little bit of resin kind of coating the bottom. So like I said, I made up 6 ounces. I don't know if we'll use it all or not. And if we don't, we'll just make something else. But there was still this one that I hadn't done yet. So I was like, oh, well, why don't we do this one? Because I'm kind of running out of new molds. I do have 2 more molds that I haven't done, the hand and a chest set. So hopefully I can get to those here pretty soon. Okay, so I am just, let me grab my little container here with my dotting tools. And I got to get my knife so I can just clean my tip off here a little bit. Because they do get, I wipe them off, but if you don't really clean them good with alcohol, then you end up with a little buildup. So you just have to take a knife and scrape them. Like that. That's all you got to do. All right. So I just want, if I see any bubbles, I do want to break them. And I see a hair or something there. And I'm just running that around the edge because I don't want any cling-ons. I do not like the cling-ons. And, you know, as much as I don't want bubbles, adding the flowers, we will probably get some. But I'm going to try my best to not get any. All right, so these flowers will fit. I am going to cut some of the back off. And where are my tweezers? I've got stuff everywhere, guys. I got so many different projects here going that I don't know if I'm coming or going. Excuse me. Yeah, and my allergies have been through the roof. All right, so we are going to, I'm going to spray that with some alcohol, and then we're going to dip it in this flour and try to get it so that the bubbles can work their way out a little bit. All right, so we're gonna put this guy right there. And that's one of the reasons that I'm not gonna put too much on this first layer, because I don't want to trap like a ton of bubbles if I can possibly help it. All right, so let me spray this. And I am going to leave a little bit of a room for a little bit of greenery. Not much, but a little bit. Kind of tuck one or two underneath there. All right, and I just made some bubbles, so let me try and move some. Okay. And I'm trying to use some more neutral colors. You know, that way there it kind of will blend in, you know, with any decor. And if I'm seeing any bubbles, I'm trying to get them as I go, just, you know, so we don't have them stuck in the piece. I'm going to do my best to try and keep them out of there, but and these are just the the little flowers that I had got on Amazon. And I'm going to end up ordering another pack because these have come in so handy. All right, let's... And that's got a bunch of bubbles on the back. Maybe if I spray both sides, I don't know. And do I have room? I don't have room for another big one. But I might have room for like this one at an angle, just to kind of get a little color over on this side. Oh, we're gonna get that in there. And the only thing when you're doing stuff like this is it does get messy. And you guys all know I like a good mess, right? All right, now I want to put a little bit of green or something in here. I'll try to coat this a little bit. Hide the stem behind the flowers, and I see a big old bubble right there. Okay. And we'll leave that one sideways. And I'm gonna just put a few of these at the bottom. Okay. Let's break a few of these. Just to kind of fill in some of the, you know, the more negative space, so we have a little color. I had a bubble in the back of the back of the flower. And all right, so let me get a little bit of, I pulled out these leaves. Just to kind of, you know, have it be like there's some sort of leaves going on in the back. I've never used these ones in resin, so I don't know how these are gonna look. But if we don't try them, we won't know, right? All right, so you want to lean that way, so you lean that way. And let's... and we're gonna push that down in here somehow. And just want to have some sort of leaves, you know, throughout behind the colors. There we go. All right, I think that's going to be good. We have a little bit of greens. Let's see. I don't know if that one's going to show or not, but okay, so I am going to slowly pour. I don't want these to float. And I want to give that a good spray. Try to break up any sort of bubbles that might transpire here. So I haven't decided what color I'm going to back it in. And I don't want much of a background color. I want the clear to come up as, you know, as much as I can without it making the flowers float. Because it's late at night, I know I'm going to get a definite line. And I don't want to put this on my heat mat or anything like that, because it's just going to lock in bubbles that normally would, you know, come to the surface. So I'm just kind of slowly watching kind of what the flowers are doing. I'd like to get the the whole 6 ounces in if I can. And like I said, I know we're gonna have some bubbles, but that is just the nature of the beast when you're working with flowers. All right, I'm gonna stop right there. And I am going to be down here for a little bit. I'm starting a PowerTex fairy house. So I will be getting that wrapped. So I'll be able to at least, and I have that set on my table on the other side. So I'll be able to jump over and, pop any bubbles if I can see them right here. And it's usually just where the stem is, that you get those trapped bubbles. So this way, even if they float a little bit, it's not gonna, like come right to the surface. So when we put the next color in, hopefully, there we go. All right, so if I can get this, to get somewhat stiff in a couple of hours, I don't know. I'm trying to get this so it'll be out for tomorrow, but I don't know. I don't know if it will make it or not. And then I was thinking I could always use the 1 hour fast cure for that final layer, but it seemed still a little too deep. I do have just a little bit of this left, so let me see what we've got here. So I'm almost thinking of doing like I don't know, a white background. I was kind of thinking. So then maybe those colors will stand out, or maybe like a really light green. Okay, so we have 1 ounce left. Do I dare try and put it in there? That is the $1 million question. And it looked like a hair, but I guess it wasn't. guess we got it. All right. So that's 6 ounces. So my next layer, I'll probably make up 4 of the color. So I'm just gonna let that set just like that. I will keep babysitting it, and sometimes I think if you just leave it, you're better off than if you keep poking and trying to get, I swear sometimes that makes more bubbles. So as long as they stay underneath like that, I'm just gonna leave it. And I will be back to pour whatever color I decide to go with. I'll have time to think of it. So I will see you guys in just a minute. Okay, guys, so I'm back. It is actually the next night, so this is fully cured. So I made up 8 ounces. I have got almost 6 in here. I think it's going to take 6, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to use the Nebula Green in the eye candy. So I'm thinking this light green is going to go good with the colors that we picked for the flowers. So let's get some of this in here, and we will get this mixed up. And I'm going to use quite a bit because I do want this to be opaque. So this is like a green gold. See the gold in there? I'm hoping that it's, you know, not too gold. We will see. It's almost like a blue-green with a gold. I mean, you can really see that gold. Let's see. Is that going to be opaque enough? I don't want to add any more of that color because I don't want the gold to overpower. So we've got a little bit of this, whatever this Chartreuse green. It's a blue green as well. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this in it. And we will kind of see what we get for color. And this is the Bond Craftor 1-to-1 resin. And there are a couple of small bubbles, but I'm not seeing a ton. When I was working down here last night, I kept like running over and kind of checking, and I had a couple of bigger ones and I was able to pop them. So, and I noticed there was one there, so I just kind of popped that. All right, we're gonna go with that color. And I'm just gonna give this a good spray. And then we're just gonna pour, and now this video was supposed to be out on Friday night, but it's gonna be out on Saturday night. I ended up changing what I was doing. So yeah, so you guys will see this one on Saturday. All right, so I'm definitely, so yeah, 4 ounces. I should have stuck with my initial thinking, but you know me, I didn't. So let me figure out. So I have 2 ounces of the green and 2 ounces of clear. So I think what I need, if I can find my molds, well, why don't I do one of these ring holders? We haven't done this in a long time, so why not? Because I think these hold like 3, maybe 4 ounces. It's been a while since I've done these, so let's all right, we're going to move that out of the way. We're going to mix another color, and then I'm going to do a, like a double pour. All right, let's try this Aztec purple. So we'll mix that in this cup, and then we will just mix the green and purple and see what we get. Because green and purple are very pretty, and they're very complementary. So and this is a purple that we have not used yet. All right. So we're going to give that a good scoop. And oh, that's like a purple blue. Look at that. So, yeah, I don't know what we're going to get for a color, but that is really pretty. I'm going to add just a little bit more. All right, and that will do it. So these are like a color shifting. That is really pretty. I'm going to leave that out because I'm definitely going to be making something with that color. All right, let's get our... I got dribbles all over my cup here. All right, so and then, I don't know, we'll just see what we come up with some colors. They'll definitely be different for sure. All right. So I don't think, I mean, we have an ounce, but I don't think, oh, I'm just gonna scoop a little bit out of here. All right. Well, we got the other one. We might as well see how much we can fill it. And then I can always finish it off on another video. Oh, I better wipe this. I can tell I haven't used these in forever. So the cat is going to be our 3,000 subscriber giveaway. So if you want that, put in the comments giveaway, and I will get your name entered. And I'll probably leave it up until like Monday, right around there, and then I will draw a winner. All right, so I started with the purple in the middle there, so I'll just start with a little green here. That bag over there. I am trying to scrape like as much as humanly possible. All right, there's definitely, oh crap, no more coming out of this one. Oh. All right. All right, that's just about all we're gonna get out of those guys. And I'm really liking how that color is kind of swirling in there. So I guess I'm just gonna leave it like that. And the next pour, I suppose I can add a little bit more to it. All right, so I will let these cure, and then we will be back and get them demolded. So I will see you in a minute, guys. Hey guys, all right, this is all cured. So let's see what our little ring holder here looks like. I'm loving those colors. Oh, that's pretty. That is really, really pretty. Hang on, I'm trying to get my thingy to go back the right way here. All right. No, that did have to go in. Crap. There we go. My goodness. Oh, we got one little bubble right there. But that's nothing. There's a couple little tiny micro bubbles, but nothing. I mean, you really can't even feel them. Where is my deburring tool? Right here. So we have got a rainy day going today. We were supposed to have, last 2 days was supposed to be rain, but we ended up in the 80s yesterday with sun, so I will take that any day of the week. And my pool is now up to 74 degrees, so I'll be able to go in it pretty soon. I like it to be at least like, I don't know, 76 when I get in it. All right, so let's get to the main event. And I didn't even look to see where my little things were, but we will get them. All right, I guess we're just gonna start peeling this down. Maybe the back of my tweezers. There we go. Because I've not demolded this one yet, so let's get the tail off. Goodness. Sometimes these little buggers can be difficult. All right. And, oh, this is cute. This is really, really cute. So this is going to be our 3,000 subscriber giveaway. I'll go get the little tube for that. So you can see the, you know, the little bit of the line, but I think it's still beautiful. And I'm just going to wait for that to get a little bit harder, and then I will trim up the back. So let me see if I have a test tube right handy. And of course I don't. Why would I? Actually, I think I had brought them. They're all in my trailer. But yeah, I will get the test tube for that. So yeah, so this is going to be our 30,000 subscriber giveaway. So if that is something you want, just put giveaway in the comments and I will get you entered. So there are some micro bubbles on around our where our little test tube goes, but I don't think it takes away from the piece at all. There's a little bubble there. And in the flower, you can see like two little bubbles, but they look more like dewdrops. And there's one inside there, but definitely came out so good. And then we got one bubble here. But it just adds character to the piece. So yeah, so this will be our, there must have been something in my mold right there, but it is what it is. When you get it in your mold, there's nothing you can do, right? All right, so I will get some pictures, and once this cures up by the end of today, I'll get this all trimmed up nice, and it will be ready to go out. I will probably do the drawing. Today is Saturday. I guess I'm going to leave it up. I'll leave it up until Friday, so that way it gives you guys a whole week. And then we will give this away for next weekend. Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys so much for getting me to the 3,000 subscribers. I could not have done it without you. And I could not do all these videos without your support. So thank you so much. So this one here, I'm just going to, on my next resin pour, I'm going to pour, even if it's a different color or clear, it doesn't matter because it's going to be the very bottom. And I will just top this off then, and then we'll demold it on another video. So this is really pretty as well. And I like how the colors just kind of merge together. And I like how you can still see the green, but yet there is a hue of gold to it. I mean, I could like highlight the petals with a gold marker, but I think it's pretty just the way it is. Alrighty, guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.